Hello friend, I am back with a new video. That is, today's lesson is angina pectoris, AP. This is the problem in heart and ischemic chest pain. Chest pain, ischemic means that is inadequate blood supply to the organ, that may be heart and other parts of the body, especially in heart. Inadequate blood supply to the heart in case inadequate blood supply. If you see the definition of that angina pectoris, then you will see the definition mainly occurs due to decreased blood supply to the cardiac muscle. Cardiac means heart. In the heart muscle, there is less amount of oxygen supply in the cardiac muscle. And another most important causes, that is due to oxygen supply and oxygen demand imbalance. There is a imbalance between oxygen supply and oxygen demand. You can see in cases there is a oxygen demand is more but supply is less. That leads to cause of AP, angina pectoris. And another most important cause is that is related to that, and this is a too much common cause, that is coronary artery disease. In the coronary artery disease, CHD, that may leads to causes of angina pectoris. If you go with the classification, and mainly we can classify it in three classes, that is stable angina pectoris, unstable angina pectoris, and fringe metal angina pectoris. That is the classification of angina pectoris. So this is the definition, and it is cause also for angina pectoris. Mainly will focus on that is oxygen demand and oxygen supply. So there is a imbalanced. See in this diagram there is a shown that oxygen deficiency and oxygen supply condition. That is mainly related to the angina pectoris condition. If you go with the etiology, if you go by etiology, then you will see that the mainly cause of coronary vessel disorder. What are the coronary vessel disorder? That may be atherosclerosis. That may leads to cause of angina pectoris. And one more important thing, that is arterial spasm. Spasm may be cause of angina pectoris. Spasm also cause of angina pectoris. And coronary arteritis means inflammation of coronary artery, that may cause of angina pectoris. And sometimes circulating disorder. Circulating disorder means hypertension is there, aortic stenosis is there, and aortic insufficiency also may leads to cause of angina pectoris. If you want to see, the diagram is there for that angina pectoris for a heart. So this is the diagram for a heart. So this is the heart is mainly, this is the, we know the function of heart. It used to, this is a muscular organ, and it has main function, that is to pumping oxygenated blood to the whole parts of the body, and it maintaining the blood pressure means BP. So today we are going to discuss about a heart problem, that is angina pectoris. In that heart, when there is a deficiency of oxygenated blood or oxygen imbalance occur, that time we will see that angina pectoris. So this is the heart, and in that heart we will see that there is a deficiency of oxygenated blood, that may leads to cause of angina pectoris. And we'll go back that our portion, that is, yes, up to here I have already etiology completed. Then we'll come with that is clinical features. In that clinical features mean we can say that is the signs and symptoms, or you can say that is a clinical manifestation also. So what are the signs and symptoms we will see in case of angina pectoris? There is a severe chest pain will be there, and chest discomfort will be there, and heaviness of chest will be there for signs and symptom of angina pectoris, and tightness of chest for angina pectoris. And my main intention to focus on the management of the angina pectoris. If you go for management, see, this is the angina pectoris, there is a imbalance is there. If you go with the management, then you can manage and you can balance this oxygen supply and oxygen demand. So our main intention to balance this condition for overcoming the angina pectoris. So what kind of medication we should use, we'll see. If the pain is acute pain is there, if the pain is acute, that time you should go with Ishordil 5 milligram, or you can go with a Angished 0.5 milligram, that is sublingual, that is for sublingual drug delivery, and that is nothing but nitroglycerin. If there is a thrombus formation is there, means antithrombotic drug you should use. So what kind of antithrombotic drug we have? That is ecosprin. Ecosprin is nothing but aspirin, that is the acetyl salicylic acid. So we go with 150 milligram or 75 milligram, depend upon condition. And if you see the recent AMI, means myocardial infarction is there, that time you should go with the clopidogrel 75 milligram or clopidogrel, that is 75 milligram. If the patient is sensitive to the aspirin, that time you can go with that clopidogrel also. And if you see there is a atherosclerosis is there, due to atherosclerosis or due to coronary heart disease, if you see that there is a coronary artery problem is there, that time you should go with that. That is our anti-hyperlipidemic drug, that is atorvastatin. That atorvastatin, Atorva, this is the branded product, and generic product is the atorvastatin. So 2 tablet you can take per day, 2 tablet per day, night time after taking the foods. And you can give one more drug, that is antioxidant ALA 100 milligram OD, that is alpha lipoic acid. You can give this drug also for management of angina pectoris. So shortly we are going to review that our today's discussion, that is under angina pectoris. So we'll focus on the natural things and diagram also for prolonged remembrance, for remembering so long days. For lifetime remember, we should go with the diagram only, not reading portion. So there is the imbalance, this condition is there, so we need to balance. So that time what should we'll do, that time we should go for management. See, if you go for management, then we can manage the oxygen supply and oxygen demand. So this is our today's topic. I have completed that in shortly. For my main intention to focus on that clinical management. So this is the clinical management. So I am going to review one time on management. That is, if you want to balance this condition, this is the imbalance condition. If you want to balance, that time you should go with medication. So what kind of medication you will give? If the acute condition is there, that is, you should give Ishordil 5 milligram, or you can go with a Angished 0.5 milligram sublingual, and that is nothing but nitroglycerin. And if you see that there is a thrombus formation is there, that time you should go obviously antithrombotic drug. So what kind of antithrombotic drug we have? That is ecosprin is there. Ecosprin is nothing but aspirin. Aspirin is nothing but acetyl salicylic acid, that is 150 milligram or 75 milligram, depending upon condition you have to go with management. So there is a recent if the patient is coming and the patient is reporting that recently have a myocardial infection, that time you should go with a clopidogrel. That is a clopidogrel 75 milligram. And one more important things, you have to go with clopidogrel when the patient is. You can use aspirin also. If you see that patient is a aspirin sensitive or aspirin tolerance patient, that time you should go with a clopidogrel. That is nothing but clopilate 75 milligram. And if you see that there is a atherosclerosis due to cause of atherosclerosis, or if you see there is a coronary disease is there, that time you should go with atorvastatin. That is nothing but atorva 10 milligram. At night time you have to take this drug. And AC means anti-sebum. After food you have to take the drug. And you can add one more means drug, that is nothing but antioxidant. That is nothing but ALA 100 milligram OD alpha lipolic acid. So this is the management for the case of angina pectoris, and of course it should be depend upon the condition, depend upon the patient. So this is the normal and general management for the angina pectoris. Thank you watching the videos. Thank you.